Hello, everyone. We work hard each week to make decisions, take action, and get things done. Today, let's talk about evaluating what happened in order to evolve into our next best decision, our next best self. I'm Missy Hughes, and I'm your productivity coach. I help you, as a busy person, stop rushing around to catch up and start making clear decisions to create a week where you love the moments of your life. So use the link in the comments to sign up for your free discovery call where I can help you see where you're rushing around and how we can evaluate to take the next step towards calm. So often we finish a task, a project, an event, and we feel this huge sigh of relief. Phew, that's done. And we sort of like we've like swish it aside, right? Um, we want to bask in that relief of the accomplishment. The task of evaluating, when you get back into that thing, it can bring up a little resistance. So it may feel like you're sort of disturbing the energy of that delicious relief. You can see that resistance offers you the idea that, oh, this isn't done yet. You've got to keep working on it. It would feel so good just to be done. But we can also we can avoid evaluation because we tend to bring a little bit of judgment, a little bit of criticism into that evaluation process. So the things that want to pop in our heads first are the things that felt hard, and we criticize ourselves for doing it wrong. But what if evaluation had a different feel? What if reflection could feel like joy instead of critique? What if evaluation became our fuel for growth rather than proof of some sort of failure? That's what we're going to explore today. So I want you to imagine you've just gone to the wedding of a dear friend. Now, the next morning, you get together for brunch with your best buddies, and you have a blast reliving the moments of the night. Oh my gosh, I loved that outfit. That would be so fun to take to this gala that I'm going to next month. Um, I laughed so hard with the groom's Aunt Susie. She was amazing. Did you meet her? I would love to get to know her more. I saw Shay across the room. I would have loved to talk to her more. She's a great person. So when we evaluate for our growth, it's easy to slip into judgment. But what if we approached it like that brunch? We're savoring the moments. We're laughing. We're noticing what worked, what delighted us, and what we'd like more of next time. You aren't judging the moments, you're enjoying them again. They're a gift. So before you begin evaluating, I want you to set the intention of enjoying reliving the moments of your accomplishment. We are in the business of loving the moments of our lives as we go out and do the things that are meaningful to us. So let's bring that love into the evaluation process. So, here are some powerful questions that you can ask yourself as you look back on, maybe it's a project you just finished, maybe it's an event you just did. Excuse me, maybe it's the week that you just lived out. Here are some of the questions that you can ask yourself. Excuse me. Where are the places where I showed up in the vision of myself, of the person I want to be? Where did I show up as my future self? Maybe you face something, maybe you faced a fear without drama. You're like, I feel afraid and I'm doing it anyway. Maybe you did something bold. You're like, oh, this could be crazy, but here we go. Maybe you are accomplishing something that's been hanging on you for a long time, and you're like, I'm the person who completes things. So Notice where the person you want to be, you are being right now. That's the first element of it. The next group of questions I want you to ask yourself is around where it felt hard. What were the specific challenges that I faced in this? Where did I feel like a little bit of friction, a little bit of ick, a little bit of like, oh, I don't know what to do? Like that tension, maybe. Where did I find like the way I always do it, the kind of my past self patterns offering me solutions? So the first thing we did was look at like, where am I being the person I want to be? In this case, we're like, oh, where am I finding myself? Where are the spaces where I find myself not being the person I want to be? Where do I feel that like height of fear? So if we think about our nervous system is the process that alerts us to danger, our survival brains. Where did I feel my survival brain kicking in and I had like the sense of like a quick reaction or I'm going to get out of here. I got to go. I can't sit in this moment. Or where did I feel the need to just like I found myself frozen, maybe feeling overwhelmed, maybe feeling just a lot of pressure, like I can't do anything, or my mind is just spiraling. Where is that happening? Where is that showing up? Notice the specific events around it. So, in those specific events, we start to see, okay, I feel myself worried about something here. This is my nervous system saying danger, danger, danger. I want to then question, is it really dangerous? Am I really in danger here? Or is this just a familiar feeling of danger in an unfamiliar scenario where I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm testing myself? When we see the solutions that survival brain are asking us, then we see the choice. Do I want to take it or do I want to not? Super important. The next set of questions is about your identity. So, who is showing up in your moment? So, you've seen where you like what's happening, you've seen what feels challenging. Now, who's showing up in those moments? What parts of your identity did you see? So finish this sentence. I see the person who. Answer that for yourself. I see the person who's a helper. I see the person who is a brave warrior. I see the person who is procrastinating, who feels like it's dangerous. I feel this inner child that needs soothing. I feel the person who gets things done. I see the person who is hesitant the person who starts but is hesitant to finish. I see the person who is blazing through fears. What are these identities? Are you seeing the person who's abundant, who knows they have enough, who knows they are enough, who knows that it's going to work out? Or are you seeing the person that feels a little bit of scarcity? They're like, ooh, there's not going to be enough. I'm not enough. I don't know how, right? Who's showing up? Um, the next part that we want to evaluate is our skills. So when you're looking at this thing that just happened, what were the skills that you used that got you through when you were seeing your future self? The things that went well, the places where you felt great and aligned. What were the skills you were using that made those click, that made those moments work? Also, what are the skills that I want to build stronger? So, if I see those challenges, what do I need to grow in to make that not a challenge? What would, if I were strong in this skill, what would go well? So, if I'm strong in the skill of seeing my choices, then I'm going to be stronger as a decision maker. If I need to build my skill in making strong decisions, then I can back up and say, okay, in every circumstance, I'm going to look at what are my choices in this matter? A, B, C. Okay. What do I like, dislike about A, B, and C? Where am I fearful in A, B, and C? How does this take me to my future A, B, or C? So you can start developing the skill of decision making, as an example. I want you to think about the skills you're working on right now. What feels stronger for you today than it did 3 months ago? What are you thinking about? Like, you find yourself sort of beating yourself up on. Like, where are you finding your life where you feel a little critical? And when you dive in and get specific, what could make that better? If you had a skill that could, somebody handed you a tool, what could you get better at using that tool? What tool would you get better at using? The last area I want to offer you is the vision. So take it to the big picture. So if you think about what are your dreams for your life? Who are you becoming? What is it that you want to live into? So what did I learn in this thing that I'm evaluating that is going to help me take one step closer to my dreams? Identify that specifically. How can I plan to make that step happen? So what decision can I make this week that's going to get me closer to that life vision? So if I'm learning the skill of making decisions, then when I make strong decisions, I'm going towards the future I want. I know when I'm making a decision, it's almost always going to be something that is getting me closer to my dreams. So, what is the next decision that can get me closer to the dream, to living that right now? So, with every decision that you make, connecting it to those dreams gives it power, gives it intention, and gives it purpose. So, what elements of your dream vision are you living right now already? And what elements are you getting closer to every single week? And where you find those gaps where you think, I just don't know how. I don't know what skill I need to build to get closer. I don't actually know what my dreams are specifically. These are all things that I can support you with as your productivity coach. So getting support in these areas is a great part of the evaluation process where you see these gaps where you're like, question mark, question mark, question mark. Schedule your free discovery call and let's outline those question marks and find some solutions. So, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and go to the comments and sign up for your free discovery call. And let's get that evaluation going. I can't wait to see you.